What is happening, everyone? And this time I want to take a look at the iOS 13 after 2 weeks, like 2 weeks later review. Let's begin. You know, after a big software release, everything seems to be really improved and there are so many new things and new features that people are excited about, but what in reality is really that good, or what really makes the difference at the end? What is actually as good as advertised? I mean, this video could serve for the people that are still deciding to get the iOS 13 or to stay on the iOS 12, or for those that simply want to see what other people see and think about the iOS 13 so far. Okay, so the first thing that I absolutely love about it is the speed of opening up the application. I know they said they improved it. I mean, I'm not sure how fast it is now or what's the difference, but the difference is definitely noticeable. Doesn't matter what kind of thing you're going to open up, everything is so smooth and so snappy that everything is actually really noticeable. I mean, that's a big plus, and this is something that really Apple did good. Oh, by the way, I want to say that if you guys are new here on this channel and if you don't want to miss some future videos and future content regarding iOS and anything really Apple related, then click on the subscribe button right now and make sure you never miss anything important. The next thing that I absolutely love about the iOS 13, and it is the dark mode. I know it has been anticipated like a lot and people were talking about it. We expected it heavily with the arrival of iOS 12 and all we got was a smart invert feature. So it's not really the right thing, but this dark mode works really well. Everything is actually inverted. I made a special dedicated video just about that. Take a look at it if you want, and there I basically talk about it and sum it up that you, for example, have all of the stock apps inverted and everything is dark and black like we wanted, but the third-party apps are not really influenced or impacted by the dark mode feature, but the individual developers have to implement that into the app, like we have with the Twitter, actually, with the Messenger and other apps. So we, for example, don't have it with Instagram, but others do have it. So yeah, we have the dark mode in the stock apps and everything else, but it's not like it's not completely system-wide. But don't get me wrong, the dark mode works well, but it hasn't been implemented to the third-party apps, but it has been implemented to pretty much everything where Apple could put it, it is there. For example, if you go to the Apple Pay and you just double tap the side button, everything is dark here as well, so it really works well in my opinion, but only within the Apple ecosystem and the Apple apps. Another feature that wasn't so heavily advertised was the Safari and the changes within this app within the Safari web browser. For example, everything is now compact. If you tap on this AA sign in the upper left corner, you have access to pretty much everything. You can change the size, and you can also, for example, click this and everything's going to go to the side so you can have like a full view of the website. This works well. For example, there's a new feature where there are automatically closed tabs in the background, like after 2 months, I believe, of not using or not opening a certain tab, there will be deleted automatically and without any problem, so it works well, and this is something that I didn't think is going to be that useful for me. You also can choose like individual settings for certain websites. I can choose, for example, that every time I open the apple.com, I want to have like a desktop version of that website, or that I want it to be zoomed like 70% or something. Like I said, this isn't something that I expected to see and to be so excited about, but Safari changes are really something in a great part of the iOS 13. One thing that I really hate or just don't like about the iOS 13 is the lag of the 3D touch. Of course, you sort of have it. I mean, it's a hardware feature, which means that it just cannot be removed from your iPhone, but the software doesn't behave the same way as before, and that's due to the fact that the latest iPhones don't have the pressure sensitive display and only have a haptic touch, as they call it. So yeah, I made a specific video about that as well, so take a look at it for more detailed information on this topic, but so far I don't really like this a lot, and especially like right now, if I'm still waiting for my iPhone 11 Pro Max that it's not gonna have the 3D touch anymore, I guess it's gonna be a sad story, but hey, I'd rather have the new camera and like the 3D Touch instead of having this older camera and using the 3D Touch, which, as you know, isn't the same experience anymore. Well, I actually forgot to tell you that my software is the latest one at this moment, which is, if I go to the software updates, you can see that the 13.1.2 is installed. Let's talk about the battery life. I'm using my iPhone 10 and I have to say that the battery is kind of terrible after updating, but it was pretty bad even before, like running iOS 12. So I'm not sure what's going on, but the iPhone doesn't even last the entire day. It just dies like 2 times per day. I mean, it's not that good. Also, another reason why I'm really excited about the new iPhone 11 Pro Max that's about to arrive. But yeah, if I take a look at the battery health in the settings, it's not that bad actually. Let me show it to you. It should be about 91%. It's not that terrible, but still, the iPhone doesn't behave like that. It's really bad when it comes to battery life, but I'm not saying the iOS 13 is the main cause of this. I'm just saying that it just didn't get any better after updating from iOS 12 to this latest iOS 13. I'm just saying it just stayed like that, and it's not that good in my opinion. Of course, we knew that the camera roll or the gallery has been redesigned, but I'm telling you guys, it's a lot better, and I have to say that the new layout and the new way how you interact with the app, that you can zoom in and out to see more photos in bigger time range. This works well in my opinion. Of course, I'm not gonna go ahead and show you all of my photos, and I'm gonna show you my personal stuff, but I just want to show you that it works really smooth and really well. You can zoom it in and out, and yeah, you can even get as far as this. Like, you can zoom all the way and simply scroll like this. So I didn't also expect the camera app to be that good. Of course, it has to be, or had to be, a little bit polished after the first initial release of iOS 13, but after that, like right now at the 13.1.2, it's pretty stable. Like I said in one of my videos, I also had a problem with taking a screenshot, because every time I took a screenshot in a certain app, then I did some adjustments to it, like I cropped it or did some sort of markup on it, but then when I hit save, all of the changes were gone. So all of the things that I did to the photo, to the screenshot, would actually disappear. So that was kind of annoying, but they really fixed it. So now I don't really have any complaints anymore. I'm just saying that because there are some apps that also are claimed to be redesigned, for example, like the messages or notes, and they don't really have anything new in my opinion. Of course, there are some changes and tweaks, but nothing really that groundbreaking. And when I compare it to Safari or to the camera roll, I think that it's a great change. And this is something that you notice only after quite some time of using the iPhone. It's not like you install the iOS and you see that right away. You have a list of the new features, of course, but it's a different point of view after 2 weeks, for example, of using the new software. But as I'm talking about the messages, there is one thing that people are really mad at, and that is if you are in some sort of chat or conversation, and if you click on the emojis, you can see that these are the things that actually pop up as first, which means that these are your animojis or memojis, depending on which type of device you use. But these are actually my personalized emojis. You know about that, but they are the first things that you can see in terms of the emojis. If you click on the emoji icon, these are the first things. So that is kind of annoying, but yeah, people have to bear with this. And of course, if you don't have it set up, like personally, if you don't have like your personalized emoji, then the first thing that you can see is probably this pink unicorn, and this is the most annoying thing ever for many people. I have seen so many times people complain about this, like on Facebook or any kind of community. People just hate it. So if there would be a way how to make them disappear every time you click on this, that would be awesome. When it comes to the performance, like I said, the times of opening apps is actually a lot better. This is something that I have said already, but there is also the improvement of the Face ID, which also unlocks a little faster. This time you couldn't really tell the difference because I wasn't directly looking at the phone. But yeah, you can trust me that it's definitely a little bit faster, nothing groundbreaking, but this is something good. But other than that, I didn't notice any huge speed improvements or anything like that. In fact, the iPhone seems a little bit slower at times because they have removed the 3D touch, which means that the 3D touch toggles or platters are now activated by a rather long press and not the pressure, so it takes a little bit longer. I mean, on an iPhone like running the iOS 12, I would be a little bit faster inside the icons, but yeah, this is something that we're not going to be able to change, so it doesn't make sense to complain about it, but I feel like I had to include it and talk about that. Okay, so I think that this is the end. I feel like I have already mentioned all of the things I wanted to say after my experience of using iOS 13 for about 2 weeks, I believe. But if you have some thoughts that you want to leave in the comments section, feel free to do so. And also leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And for more content and for more similar videos like this in the future, make sure you smash the subscribe button as hard as you can. And see you guys later in the next video. Peace out.